Hello everyone, welcome to the JP Network. Today we will be actually doing a reaction video with my lovely wife, Joana Spies. And hello. and we're going to be doing mostly this reaction video about this particular gentleman. I think his name is Andrew Fletch, and he went ahead and started a poultry business in the Philippines, right? So we're going to do our personal reaction. Joana has several years of experience. How many years of experience have you had?
More than 12 years.
More than 12 years of experience, particularly working as a secretary and kind of also working hand in hand with a poultry business. So this is kind of if anybody actually wanted to start their own poultry business in the Philippines, or if even if anyone else wanted to just in general start a business, we can kind of talk and kind of hit our key points, and Joanna's going to give her own key take about this.
It's not just a reaction, but to help, to improve, especially talking about diseases.
During the time we actually went during COVID-19, and I actually had to get out of the vehicle and stamp my feet on there, so we're not tracking tracking diseases.
We called it a foot bath.
Yeah, foot bath, and I think that one was particularly like pigs.
Not for every animals, for every livestock.
Oh yeah, that was back in 2022 when we were together. So, all right, so we're going to be doing our reaction regarding that. So here we go.
He faced along the way and the positive experiences he has found in the Philippines. My name is Calvin Casio, navigating expat life.
What's your name and where you from?
Andrew Fletch, I'm from Canada.
For how long you been in the Philippines?
Been here for 1 month and a half, about
Okay.
45 days.
How did you know about the Philippines?
Through a partner of mine. Her family does business out here. So I've been attuned to the Philippines. I visited 6-7 months ago. That was my first experience here. I seen the kind of business that was run, and that's when I was getting sold on making the trip out here.
Okay. I have watched your videos, and what caught my attention is when you said, I left my 9-to-5 to build a business in the Philippines. Why you decided to leave your job back in Canada and build the business in the Philippines?
Yeah. So it was a tough decision to make. You leave a career of stability, the trajectory, especially in a place like Toronto. You're in the big city. It's almost, people feel prestige working in a city like that. But I find in those kind of jobs, my time there, about 3 years, the weeks all blend together, the months blend together. It's like you're living one big long day. And I look back after 2 years, and it's like I don't really have any memories. I feel like 40 years will go by like that, and I'll look back and I'll think, what did I do? What risks did I take? So I knew getting into banking, that wasn't the long-term path for me. It was a means to, learn. You almost get paid to learn out of school at a job like that. So it's a good advantage. I'm not saying corporate jobs are bad. Early in your career, you essentially get paid to learn. You don't know anything. You show up to the building, they train you. So I took that in, saved some money, and this opportunity came where you get to see a commercial-sized poultry farm run at scale. Saw how much money it was making, what was involved. So I really got to learn the opportunity, and that's when I knew this was what was right for me. I knew it was going to be an experience, a lot of risk, but it's all part of the journey.
So one thing I actually noticed is I actually, when I went to the Philippines, I encountered several people that were just willing to just jump into things without fully thinking about it. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody who actually wants to jump into something and take a risk. But when it comes to that kind of mindset, people do have to kind of figure out and kind of prepare themselves for these situations. When I was preparing for the flight, there was 2 individuals that were in the Los Angeles LAX airport. They were willing to just kind of just sell everything and just live out their life in the Philippines. And I think that's not a really good, realistic thing to do. I think you are better off to plan something and kind of prepare yourself before you're all into that stuff. I think you also should test the waters before you can do this, because do you think could be a lot of mistakes with somebody kind of doing that?
It takes years to prepare for that.
Like several years, like you said 60, yeah.
It takes years, like maybe 5 years to build something in the Philippines. while here in the USA.
Yeah, like we can have something built up here, like even a house, a business and stuff established and have it prepared. But like even like with your dad,
Yeah.
like your dad was gone several weeks at a time and stuff. Only came home during the weekends because he was a builder, right?
Well, he used to work Monday to Saturday and came back home Saturday night and go back to his work again at the Monday morning. And sometimes it takes 2 weeks and sometimes it takes a month. It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the Philippines they build kind of slow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they build on site. Sometimes they live there and eat there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes the paycheck it takes every 2 weeks, and sometimes it was before back there when
So you were actually kind of even without money at one point.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So 1 month, what are like the challenges you've encountered so far?
Here in the province, language especially. I'm an English only guy. That's all I know. So the language barrier here, not so much in Manila. It's almost like being back in Toronto in Manila. But here it's very much Tagalog. So I'm trying to learn. I recently got a tutor, especially on the farm. Running business here, you need to be able to connect with your employees. I don't want to be a hands-off boss and just a guy, foreign guy comes in and puts money in and he just thinks that he can run whatever business.
I was told that the Philippines is a predominantly English-speaking country, and that so many Filipinos are very fluent in English, But when I got particularly to the Philippines, one thing that I noticed is that there were a lot of people that really were kind of afraid to speak.
Yes.
And even though that they might have known English or known some English words, they were just not willing to speak to me. They were a little too careful to speak. They were kind of shy to speak, kind of that situation. Why do you think they kind of do that?
Me as a Filipino, especially when I was in the Philippines, if there's an Englishman like you asking questions, it kind of make us anxious because we don't like being judged.
Yeah,
that's one thing that we don't like being judged in our English, because we don't really, even if you say we are pretty much a English speaker in the Philippines, but we're really careful of what words we are going to speak, because there's a lot of eyes and ears that going to correct us she speak English but it is wrong grammar, so something like that.
Yeah, so you're not getting judged like by your not getting judged by Americans. You're getting judged by other Filipinos, right?
Yeah, we are mostly judged by fellow Filipinos, not American. Because living here in the US now, they are more considerate, they are more standard, they are more how I see it.
It's fine.
Understandable.
Yeah.
That there is a language barrier, because most Filipino are good speaker. There's a particular word about that. And some other ethnics,
Yeah, other ethnics. Yeah, I can believe that. I think that's even one thing is you kind of realize even coming to America that we just want you to speak, regardless that you can't really speak well. They're not so as judgmental as that kind of compared to other Filipinos.
This is the reason why I really wanted to find a job outside of this house. Because I just wanted to explore more, and I just wanted to learn how to speak more, to communicate comfortably with fellow American citizens.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be isolated in this one area,
Yeah. I think your English has definitely improved since you've been here.
I don't know, maybe you are the judgmental here, not me.
I think that's even kind of been said. Even this morning, I think we kind of mentioned that your English has really, really improved. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people assume that if you want that you can immediately just jump in and think that the Philippines is going to cater to you being an American, but I don't think that's entirely the case. Even when I went there, yes, I encountered a lot of English-speaking people, but the problem is that there were still people that were too shy to speak to me, and then they would just kind of wave me away because they were kind of self-conscious or even afraid to be judged by others. So just learning. I guess he's Tagalog, so he's around Manila. Manila area. Luzon.
He's around Luzon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which part particularly.
But particularly what region you're going to be in, try to learn that language as much as you can, especially if you're going to move and start a business there.
Yeah.
That's really gonna help and solidify that business.
Exactly.
And working, like he's mentioning, even working with the locals and stuff around that area.
Because he doesn't want to be a hands-off boss.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to be a hands-on, not hands-off.
Yeah, exactly. Especially this kind of business, starting a chicken business.
Yeah.
Your company's built off of your employees, so learning the language has been the toughest part. But hopefully with time, I'm as immersed as you can get here. I hear that's the best way to learn. I'm in the culture, I'm in the environment. So hopefully with time that'll get easier, but that's been the hardest part for me.
How is your Tagalog so far?
Okay, Lan. A lot of people ask, was it worth it starting the business? Would it be worth it for me? And it really depends on what the opportunity is and how well you know it, I guess you'd say. So this first journey here, I got to see the business, I got to experience the culture, and that was what sold it for me. I knew coming here, even if business didn't go well, my experience with the people would at least be positive.
Okay. But do you have any background on farming or poultry? You don't have any?
Voila. No, absolutely not. No, I was a finance guy, so I was a shirt and tie, go to the bank, and that was mine. So, this is quite different. But given my partner's family has existing business, the best way to learn, you can read as many books as you want, but you don't know how things are done until you see it live in the flesh. There's theory, and then there's reality here. So while my farm's getting built, I knew I'd have 4 months or so to go to a farm every day and learn exactly how it's done. So that's what I've been doing the past month and a half. And the amount I've learned in the last month and a half, I think, is more than any book would ever be able to teach me.
What do you think about learning from other farmers, other locals, compared to trying to just do it without that?
So, learning from other people, it's really important too, especially for those people who really have the experience on how to grow types of business like that, a poultry. Because if you're building that on your own and you're not asking for help or for advices, it's kind of hard, like you being a next age, or what is it?
Like a tech person.
Yeah, you're a tech person. You're not doing it by yourself. You're also asking for advices, and you're also being hands-on for that. So what he needs to do is be just like what he mentioned, that he wanted to be a boss that hands-on, not a hands-off. So he really needs to go to maybe do the work like what his employee did, so that he will know what's going on inside and outside. Then he will, understand the situation, especially if there's a ups and down if you have a business. So you will know you don't just ask your manager what's going on, why the production is not hit the specific number that I wanted. So if he really wanted to learn more, then he needs to be involved in that kind of business.
What do you think are some of the critical points that people need to hit before starting a business like this? Like what could possibly be a potential risk regarding that?
Potential risk?
Yeah.
Money, of course.
Yeah, money, of course, but also diseases and stuff like that.
Yeah, money, diseases, and then the resources that where to get all the medicines and where to get all the vaccines.
Especially in bulk or something,
yes,
right?
If his business is kind of big and huge, he needs an integrator that really provides. He needs to really find it's a marketing.
In some cases, that could even be hard to find, right?
Well, in the Philippines, it's not really hard to find if you are connected with different business partners. Business owners, not partners. You need to connect to them to ask some advices. Where did you get this kind of medicines to cure this, little chickens, little chicks, know. Connecting with business owners to another business owners, not partners, because I don't think he has a partners.
I think you might have a few kind of partners to do something like this. I just don't know like what exactly he's doing.
In the Philippines, it's really important to connect with other owners so that you can have a meeting together. Like, what's going on with your poultry? How can we help your poultry?
Yeah.
Like that. That's
Okay.
pretty common in the Philippines. It's like helping each other.
Yeah, so building partnerships and building, I guess what we call like a network, and
Yes.
building
Yeah.
a network of people to kind of work alongside.
It's kind of network, but you have your own space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your own money, your own business, but you guys are helping each
I
other.
gotcha.
You pick it up, you learn the nuances, especially doing business here. There's political risk. There's a bunch of different things that things aren't necessarily done as you think they would be. So you learn from people that are already doing it.
Your friends right now, they're back in Canada. So sometimes people, they say, oh, okay, you're in the Philippines, you're having a good life and stuff like that. Do you feel you'll be here right now, comparing to your work before, where are you working, the most?
Right now, I work more than I ever have, and I make less than I ever have since I became an adult. So that's the thing about entrepreneurship. Let's say, like, the sacrifice comes up front. You can't expect to. Everybody glamorizes starting a business. Like, that's where the money is. That's where you're going to go. Live the lavish lifestyle, and that can be true. But there's a huge upfront cost. And I came to the Philippines not for vacation, but to really build a life and build a sound business. And it's stressful. You put a lot of money into something, and right now we're in the starting process. So it's a lot of uncertainty of how it's going to turn out. But as a general theme, I'm working from when I wake up. People ask, like, what are your hobbies? Do you go to the beach? And it's like, I'm just working and I'm not making anything yet. We are in the investment stage of this process, and then hopefully the return will come later.
I think we're kind of even trying to do that ourselves and kind of getting going. We're trying to get to JP mindset going a little bit more for ourselves, but also just in general taking risk and everything like that. What do you have anything to say, because you're kind of agreeing to him? What do you think about starting something like that? Because even particularly you want to even start a business for your family in the Philippines.
It's a risk take for the investments, for our money.
Yeah,
But as of now, we don't have that money.
that's something we're looking about doing in the future.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think we're going to jump ahead because there's some music playing and we might get a copyright.
Here we are. So this is the farm.
What's one of the first things you've noticed?
So one thing I've noticed is while they were talking outside, with their street clothes. Street clothes. You know what is street clothes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just normal like these. Yeah.
Yeah. And they just jump around. They don't even change their clothes like a uniform, because
Why is that important?
it's important. Because, like, for example, that interviewer is traveling. I believe he's traveling from before he entered that site.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just the interviewer. So there's probably two people there.
Yeah,
so
there's
you
a lot
probably
of
have, So there might be also a camera guy.
Cameraman,
Yeah.
and everything. So there's a couple of them. Why street clothes is important not to put to wear inside of the poultry, specifically inside of the building, is because our clothes is carrying bacteria. So it needs to be outside of the building or outside of the perimeter, because those buildings should be close enough that no one is not allowed to get inside there unless they went to a shower room.
And I guess this would be for like sanitary reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
right.
shower room, they should have cabinets where to put their street clothes, and then there's a cabinet where to get a uniform. And then not just uniform, but they also need to wear a socks and a boots.
You're talking about like the ones that go over your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Also
there's
your
like these little slip-on kind of socks things go over your shoes.
Yes. Your shoes outside of the poultry are not allowed to get inside of the building.
Yeah. So I also know that this can be a thing that kind of happens. I don't really know if they do this in the Philippines, but you're talking about like a foot bath, like we were talking about
Yes.
before. But sometimes I even worked at like an animal shelter. there was like a parvo outbreak, and one of the first things they did is they had like a tub on the ground and with like a pad, and in that pad was bleach water, and you stood into the bleach water with just
Disinfection.
to disinfect. So you're not tracking that parvo, because parvo, the way it tracks is through other fecal matter, other feces of other animals, and if another animal catches that, smells it, they'll also get parvo. That could also be one of the reasons why you wear the little slip-on socks and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, your clothes outside should not be inside of that where the chicken are, and then even your shoes, they are not allowed as well.
Yeah.
And then the microphones, they should be sanitized as well.
Oh, okay.
They need to fumigate it.
Yeah.
Like they need to in the Philippines we use it fumigate.
Okay.
Like we are going to put this stuff in the fumigation bags, and then under there is a prills. We called it prills, or before we called it potassium and a formalin.
So it's just all the sanitization.
Yeah,
make sure-
that's how we
yeah.
sanitize stuff in the Philippines, especially stuff like this, gadgets. Because we cannot spray them in like alcohol or any hand washing.
Yeah. You might need to wipe them down.
No, we don't do that.
Yeah.
What we need is to burn them
What?
with the use of potassium and formalin.
Okay. But like these, I mean, you can't burn this. What?
No, it's not. I'm not saying burn like burning fire. It's like a smoke.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Oh, okay.
smoke.
Okay, so it's like a sanitation, like usually using heat to get rid of anything.
There's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
happens if you put formalin into potassium.
Okay.
You don't really know that, but there's
No.
Yeah, that's what we do. That was
Yeah,
before.
I would have to check that out.
That was before, but now they get rid of that because it's really hard to find the potassium and the formalin. So we use a prills.
What is it?
Prills, we call it prills.
What is that?
It's a way to fumigate, to sanitize gadgets or stuff that needs to sanitize before they get in.
What is that though? Like what is it? Is it
It's
liquid
like
or?
no, it's not a liquid. It's like a rock salt, but very big thingy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do they do it to put it on the devices and stuff, or on the tools or whatever?
I don't have to be in details with that because I'm not sure if I am okay to speak about how it works, but that's how we do in the Philippines to
Okay.
sanitize stuff like that. But
Okay.
maybe because I'm not valid to speak much like that, so I'm gonna say that we're talking about the clothes because what they wear outside is they wear it inside. They need to change that one and grab another uniform, even not just uniform but also wear a headband like
Yeah, hair nets and stuff.
yes, a hairnet, not really hairnet but a cap.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
with matching color of your uniform, and then I wish I can show you guys what it looks like.
But you have like probably a particular sanitized area with desanitized clothes to have it.
just
right?
imagine
Yeah.
just imagine how the nurses looks like wearing in a white uniform.
Oh, okay. So it's like scrubs and everything.
Yeah, scrub.
Yeah.
Well, we call it scrub suit.
Oh, you saw it. Okay, scrap suit.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, but like very similar to what nurses wear, like a scrubs.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
inside of that thingy, and the inside of the building, they should not wear any jewelries, earrings, even rings,
Why is that?
and then your necklace. It's because those stuff are also carrying bacteria.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That causes especially the cheeks is very, how do you say, fragile or fragile?
Yeah, fragile.
We're careful. We are so careful of taking care of them. So it's better to remove all the stuff that might carrying bacteria.
Okay.
So that's why it's really important to have those shower room, shower in and shower out.
Okay.
So before you come in, you need to shower, and when you go out, shower out.
You shower out too.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the important thing.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. What particular diseases have you seen like in the chickens and stuff like that maybe man has brought in?
Very a lot.
Because I know you've had to count like death counts and stuff like
Yes.
that, especially the chickens, how sensitive they were. They're super sensitive to heat.
Here's the thing is, the reason why we are not allowed to bring our street clothes inside of the perimeter, because if you went to the market, what is wet market in the Philippines? We are not allowed to go there in same day. If I went to the market before I get inside of the perimeter, inside the building, I might bringing diseases from the market inside the building.
Okay.
And then the market, there's a lot of raw chicken, raw pigs, raw different kinds of.
Almost like salmonella and other things. Yeah.
That's one thing,
Yeah.
salmonella.
Yeah.
That's why we have vaccines to prevent salmonella.
Yeah. What kind of vaccines do you have? Do you have to feed them?
No, I don't have to say that.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to disclose that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
gotcha.
private.
Okay. You personally have created I would say a concoction of vaccines that you had to feed them and stuff too. And can you talk a little bit about, because I think even in this video he kind of shows it too, but like the feeding tubes, the feeding chambers and stuff. And you mentioned like they bring a lot of that down, and they even put in their feed and their water, right? The vaccines and stuff, right?
The vaccines is not. It should not be mixed with the water. If it is needed, we need a distilled water.
Oh, okay.
Not just a water from the tap water, but the distilled water from the bottled water.
Oh, okay. I get
That's
you.
how fragile the chicken is.
Oh, okay.
They are not.
Yeah.
We can drink purified water,
Yeah.
but they need a distilled water. You know what is distilled water?
Yeah, yeah. There's no other elements or chemicals and stuff in there. Not even hard metals and stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's just completely distilled.
And we need to buy this particular type of water. It's absolute water
Absolute water. Okay.
or the nature spring, but it should be distilled.
Okay.
Not the purified,
Yeah.
but distilled.
Yeah, we have distilled water here too. Yeah, because like certain kind of metals and stuff, and
Yeah.
what is it?
We have so much
Elements
vaccines in the
yeah.
Philippines that we gonna. But since those chicken are very small, what we need is eye drop. Eye
Oh.
dropping as well.
Really? Okay.
So
Is it just a regular eye drop or
it's no.
what?
It's a chicken eye drop.
a chicken eye drop. That's interesting.
No, you cannot buy that one in the pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
you cannot. It's a
Nice.
chicken eye drop.
Okay. What's the point for that? Is it to kind of for also spreading diseases so they're not spreading it through their eyes?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So they will be look normal
Oh.
because if they don't look normal, then they will be rejected.
Okay. I getcha. Okay. So another thing that I do know a little bit about and stuff, especially like these kind of poultry farms, is particularly they're not really free range. They're still kind of encapsulated within like a big area, and we're gonna see that in a second. But one thing I notice is like their amount of stress is important. Because even like with the amount of stress that they have, apparently that might translate with even how it tastes and everything, because if it goes under a lot of stress. I don't know. Do you know anything about that or no?
About what?
About how they're
Stress?
Yeah. Stress might play a factor into
Oh,
how they taste and stuff.
they should have a good ratio.
Okay.
Like they need to that they can move around, not just putting so much chicken in that area with a small place. They need the bigger the amount of the chicken, then the bigger the amount of space,
Okay.
so they can breathe.
Yeah.
Just like us humans,
Because you don't want to be confined,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
you don't want to be what is it? Feels
Claustrophobic.
maybe
Yeah.
like that.
Like you're kind of stuck in a certain
No,
area. Yeah.
you don't have to be like that. It will cause them stress. And some, like we call it stampede.
Stumped. What is that?
If they are in a one place with not enough space, some of them cannot survive. That's why it needs to be it's important to have a big area.
Yeah, so at least they can get some kind of not full exercise, but like an ability
To breathe in.
to move and kind
Yeah.
of to at least walk and stuff and get some kind of motion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, since the chicken is still baby, they need a good temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the temperature is too high and too low, for example, that they experience low temperature and suddenly there's a high temperature, so their body kind of feel like sick, then they will start to have,
Kind of like a runny nose.
Runny
get
nose.
sick.
and then if they have a runny nose,
Okay.
they will start to have vaccines or antibiotics, which is not good. As much as we can, we don't have to give them the antibiotics early because we're taking care of that. It's just like how we take care of our baby.
Yeah, because even a lot of that might even translate into the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why taking care of the chicken is really important. Not to have a runny nose because it happens, especially in the poultry that I used to work with. Not just in my poultry, some other poultries as well. That you need to have a big space if that area is much chicken to escape or to prevent stampede.
So they're 1 week old. I can grab one here if you want to see. Don't run away. Here they are. Calm down, buddy. 1 week old bird. We'll weigh them later and get an average weight to see if they're on track. But they're looking good and healthy. And what else can we show here? Oh, we have an escapee. Hey.
Now you said you noticed something about that particularly. What did you notice that he did wrong?
The sleepers.
Yeah. Yeah, but he also, like you mentioned about him picking up the chicken.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine to pick up chicken, but what they did is they have a different fences. He mentioned there's one skippy. We don't know which fence which fence that skippy one from originally.
But you're trying to figure out like how to prevent it.
No, it's not. It's normal because if you can see, the fence is really kind of small.
It's really low, yeah.
Yeah, I think that chicks is maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So every week they are going to expand the fins. They're going to make it higher and wider, because the bigger the chicken, again, the bigger the space.
Yeah, the more room they need.
Yeah, and they need to prevent those skippy chicks. They need to make it higher. So like level, because they're birds. They are
Yeah.
considered birds that they can fly.
Yeah, they can still.
Since the one is a skippy, maybe he's old enough. Like maybe he's part of the large size of the chicken, because he already have the wings, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Why he escaped?
Ventilation fans down there. We just got 2 of those repaired. So for those who don't know, this is the first time there's been chicks in this farm in over a year. So a lot of things had to be fixed, but it's generally up and running right now, which is good. And then we can go see down at this end.
I like how the chicken are scattered. They are not in a groupie.
Yeah, they're not really confined.
They're not really feel like cool. It's so cold here. We should stay away from the heater because it's so hot here. Because if you do that, it means there's something wrong inside of the building. That the temperature is not good. Like they don't like the hot. They don't like the cold. That's
Yeah.
why they are
So
grouping
it's not too
other.
hot, not too cold. It's just right.
Yeah,
Like Goldilocks and
just
the Three
equal,
Bears.
so they can walk by themselves. Like
Mm-hmm.
they can walk around and enjoy the what's inside,
Mm-hmm.
and not just sitting there and relax because he's tired or she's tired. Like that's really important thing about the chicken, because if you see that the chicken are so cold in here, I need hot, or then you turn it on the hot and it's so hot. Oh, it's so hot, and it started to have a runny nose.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I get it.
So that's it. So I like that the chicken is not really, that they are really spread that way.
One thing that I noticed though is like just in general, like us Americans and stuff like that. I don't know about in the Philippines, but a lot of people have a lot of criticism regarding like people keeping chickens like this. They think that chickens should be free range and out in the open like this and able to eat bugs and other things on the grounds and stuff like that. What do you think like the difference? Because even like having them enclosed in this kind of like a space like that, it does keep them away from elements and from other animals and certain diseases and stuff like that. There's more probably that you have to really consider if you want the chicken to roam around outside, right?
You know, in the Philippines, even in my family, we have a free range chicken. But this chicken is not for industrial.
We went over to Vince's house, your family's house and stuff, and he said he had like a natural chicken. He said natural chicken. That's kind of like a free range, right?
Yes, but this chicken again are not for industrial. We have this chicken for ourselves. We don't sell it in the market. So this chicken, they need to be inside enclosed in the building, taking like you need to do what they need to protect them from any types of diseases, because these types of chicken is for industrial.
Yeah, it's for
That's
food.
for
like,
food. That's
yeah.
for the consumers, for the markets, for the chicks to go. Philippines is pretty common about lechon manok. And I'm starving right now about that.
Yeah, lechon manok. What is that?
It's a roasted chicken.
Yeah.
It's a roasted chicken.
Yeah.
And then not just that, we also have the wet market. You should always have a chicken. So what if you put that kind of chicken in a free range, and then that kind of chicken is really fragile. They
Yeah.
are not just like the native chicken in the Philippines that you need to free range to be in the free range. They are not native.
Even if you're gonna sell that kind of a chicken
Yeah.
in open markets like that, somebody can get sick,
Yes, of course.
and something can happen to that chicken. So then that particular person can come back and or family member, depending on the situation, be like, oh, you poisoned my son or you poisoned my family because
Exactly.
of what you did.
You know that our family have a chicken in our house, and then we go back home. We sleep at the night, Sunday night, and we are surrounded by native chickens, and then go back to work at a Monday with the very fragile chickens. We are not allowed to get in the building in that day,
So
In one
the
day.
following day, right?
the following day or 2 days.
Oh, really?
Like we need to relax from, but even if we're relaxing and not looking at the chicken, we are doing something outside of the building, like monitoring all of the mortalities, their feedings, their wishes, and everything, their weight. Like, because we have people inside that monitor also, that they told us what's going on, the
Yeah.
supervisors and the leadmans, the blackmans. So that's what we usually experience every Monday and Tuesday if we have chicken in our house. That's why street clothes are it's very important not to get inside of the building. And we need to take a bath before and after. And one thing this is interesting,
What?
if you're a man, you're not allowed to wear underwear
Why?
because you have uniform.
So you're just not allowed to wear underwear. I guess it's because of like diseases in your underwear, right?
Well, if you
I
have
mean,
if you have
somebody's got a
a
smear in their underwear.
well, if you have a what is it? There's a thing.
Like diarrhea.
No, it's
Okay.
it's underwear. It's a type of underwear where is a disposable underwear. You can use it.
Oh, okay. Disposable underwear.
Disposable.
Almost like
So-
what is it? Disposable underwear. So they have what are the old people wear? I forgot what they're called.
I don't know.
I can't think of the word. The word slipped my mind.
Since
Depends. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Depends.
since our visitors are mostly men, most of them are not wearing underwear. They're just wearing the uniform that farm provided.
So, like in your industrial, like how many uniforms? Because you have a lot of workers.
Oh, yeah.
You have 8 or 6 buildings at that one.
8.
8 buildings. Okay. So then, how many workers total are inside working with these chickens?
40.
40 people.
40 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Okay.
40.
So, and they all have their own outfits.
Their uniform is not white, but kind of green
Okay.
or blue.
Yeah. I
The
think I've
white
seen
thing-
that. Yeah.
The white thing is for the visitors only. So the visitors are not allowed to wear the blackman's uniform.
Yeah. And your particular one that you've been involved with and stuff it's a pretty industrial building. I think there's 3 facilities, 3 total facilities. You're number 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have the one just for hatching the chickens, and then yours is for raising the chickens, right?
We are the ones who are raising the chickens.
Yeah, raising the chickens. So, yeah, which is very similar to what he's doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brooding.
Yeah. Exactly. The breeding and the hatching.
Brooding, not breeding.
Brooding. Okay. Sorry.
That's what he
Yeah.
did.
So
brooding.
it's called brooding. Okay.
Brooding it takes only 2 weeks. Brooding. And then if it takes a month, it's gonna be growing.
Okay.
Brooding and growing.
So how long does it usually take for like a chicken like this to grow fully before you have to sell it?
Since his business is not like our business, that we produce eggs, he produced chicken. Usually it takes 45 days.
45 days till they're fully grown. And ready to be sold.
Yes.
Okay.
45 days. 45 days, 40 to 45 days, stuff like that.
Okay. That's actually pretty quick.
It is.
That's really quick.
So what he needs to do to have a bigger chicken, he needs to give him a 2 weeks, like unstoppable feeding.
Okay, so just continual feeding.
Just continual feeding.
Oh wow. Okay. So 2
That's what we
weeks
did.
while they're little.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they will get bigger.
So hopefully they grow up well. And then
And what do you put on the ground again?
this is rice hull.
Oh,
So some people use just kind of plastic slats, but this helps absorb the moisture of their shit essentially, and helps with
chicken
flies a lot. So if you have a lot of flies, you get complaints from the community, and you can actually be put out of business. So this is, an additional cost of doing the business, but it is necessary if you want to stay in business, because people can, rightfully so. You put up a farm and you ruin the community with flies, people are obviously going to be mad about it, which is understandable. So
So tell me about the rice hull. You also do that?
Yes.
Okay. So how does that?
Before we use the slots, he mentioned they are not using slots.
Yeah.
Because some other people use slots. Before we use the slots, we use a bamboo.
So what would be the difference between like bamboo and rice hull and slats? Like what would be the pros and cons?
I might be wrong. I'm not sure about slots. Right now, in my previous poultry work, they were using plastic slots. It's color white. Before we use that plastic slots, we use bamboo.
Okay.
So I don't think that rice hull can prevent the flies, but it can minimize.
It can minimize the amount because of the feces all over the ground.
Yeah. The rice hull, we usually put that one inside where the chicken are. Because the chicken likes to
Scratch around.
yeah,
and
scratch
stuff.
around just
Yeah.
like the native chicken likes
Yeah.
to eat worms and scratch. That's why even if we are using slots now, the plastic slots, we are also using rice hulls.
So how often do you have to put new rice hull down?
If the rice hull is totally wet, very like a muddy and sticky like a cake, it should be put in a sacks.
Okay.
We should resack them and put them away. Yeah, but we don't really worried about the rice hulls back in Bukidnon because Bukidnon is a wide farm area.
Yeah.
People are buying used rice hulls from us.
I guess
Fertilizers
Yeah.
for the corns
Yeah, exactly.
and everything.
Yeah, one thing I noticed and stuff, I've had somebody who had a chicken farm a while back, a small one, just his home personal one.
Yeah.
And one thing that he noticed is he actually took the fecal matter, the feces from those chickens, and he actually he created a mobile chicken coop. So you put it on like a wheel, and you can move the coop around, and then you put a new fence around that new area. So the chickens, they would stay in this one area, and then he would move them over to a different area, and he would move them over to the other. And where the chickens were previously, he would take all of that previous feces, and then he would actually put it in his garden.
Yeah.
It would really benefit his garden.
Yes. He don't need to buy
Manure. Yeah.
another
Fertilizer.
You know, we have a lot of different types of fertilizer, but chicken dung fertilizer is nice also.
I can see that, yeah.
Feed them like twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening.
What did he say?
So he said feed them twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening.
Oh, I've never worked that types of poultry. Maybe in their integrator they do that. They only do that maybe because if they consume much feeds and then the chicken is not growing, and then you buy a lot of feeds but then the chicken's still not growing, it feels like you're not hitting the weight, you know. It's like, I don't know it. I don't know what is the term in English, but in the Philippines we call it gansi.
Gansi? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
He will
that
be
either.
gansi. I
Okay.
need to search that. What is gansi?
Okay.
If he will do what I'm saying, that
Yeah.
unstoppable feeding, and then the chicken is not growing up, he will be gansi. Like the money will not return.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. It's kind of like a bad statement on him.
Since he's mentioned that they are only feeding morning and the evening, I think that's fine as long as the chicken are healthy. And then if the chicken are receiving the feeds really well, and then if they would think that the chicken gain every week, because they should have a weekly sample weighing. So because we have a weekly standard, if the chicken hits the average standard, beyond or below. So if it is below, then there's something wrong with your chicken, or there's something wrong with inside of the building. Maybe they don't eat evenly. Some chicken are big, some chicken are small, and some chicken are medium.
So would that be like a bad stake on your on your business? So then some people may not even want to buy from you, right? Since you're not consistently making the right kind of chicken.
I'm again, his business and the way I work with is not the same.
Yeah.
So maybe there's another price for the small ones, another price for different prices for different types of category. The most beautiful weight is medium, not the small, not the large.
So you want
just like equal.
you want the right consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just inside the standard, not below, not higher. Because if it's higher, there's something wrong with that area.
Yeah.
Just because we have a standard body weight. There's an upper limit and there's a lower limit. It should be inside of the limit.
I see. Okay.
You get that?
Yeah.
No, it feels like I'm
get
going
it.
back to work now.
No, I get it. I get your point.
That I just miss my work of doing that every Wednesday.
Obviously, at 15,000, like a human population, some have genetic defects, some die for whatever reason. So your harvest recovery, the weight of them, how efficient they are in eating feed with respect to how big they are, all pays into how much you get paid at the end of the cycle.
And what is this area for?
So this will be expanded out over time as the chickens grow. And then by the last couple weeks, there won't be any tarp. It'll just be chickens everywhere here. So you kind of slowly expand it out so you can, especially earlier on, it needs to be really hot in there. So you trap the heat in with the tarp. You have the fans, or no, sorry, not the fans, the heating lamps, and creates a nice warm environment.
And how many chickens can fit here?
15,000. So it's 15,000 there about. It'd be a little less than that now as we're a weekend, and then it'll grow. And that's kind of the capacity of this building, which is actually quite small for a farm like this.
Wow.
And then the feed goes
Oh, these are the food. You put the food here.
Yeah, so there's, we can take a quick peek at this. It's gonna be open first. There's the light, there we are.
Wow.
So this is the feed. This gets dropped off from the integrator. So we don't need to purchase it. The integrator gives you everything you need. So they'll dump it into here. You can see there's some feed in there. Then it'll get sucked out into,
Technology.
into these feeding lines there. So we're just using one feeding line, or two right now. And then as it expands, we'll set up the third, and then it just sucks up the feed.
Wow.
And there it is.
It's a big investment, huh?
Yeah, this one is, so we have a bigger one. The one in that we're building right now is actually quite a bit bigger than this, but still small. That one will have like 25 to 30,000 chickens, but that's still small with respect. Like a standard size would be like closer to 40,000, which is,
So, do you, like, would it be possible to put 20,000 chicken here or more? No.
you
Or
could. Like
overpopulated.
what some farms do is you can overcrowd it, and then you'll do what's called thinning, where it's like before the main harvest where you take them all out, you'll take like a portion of them out. Like you'll take the biggest chickens a week before you take them all out, and it creates some extra space. So you can do that. We didn't do it here, but some people
Do we?
push the limits a little bit, and some integrators will happily do that. If your capacity's 38,000, maybe say we'll bring 40,000, and then a week before we harvest, we'll grab the biggest ones to create some extra space, and then next week we'll take them all. And that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, it's not rocket science here. You just need to be attentive to the business because it's live animals. You can't go take a vacation. You need people here at all times, especially if they're, happen to be a disease breakout or something. You need to recognize that early and tell the integrator and make sure things are as they should be.
One thing I like is that they have a centralized feeding. Like they just need to dump all those feeds and then it will run on the feeders, which is good.
Okay.
So the chicken will have even body weight.
Okay.
So since the feeds is the way they feed their chicken is very centralized. So it means all the feeds in the feeders are very equal. If they can still find small, maybe those chicken that's small, but there's something wrong with that chicken.
Okay.
Like maybe
So what do they do with that chicken if it's too small?
some of them are get rejected.
Okay, what do you do with the rejected ones?
They are not going to sell.
Okay.
Only the large ones
Okay.
or the medium ones.
Yeah, but like what happens with those ones?
They are going to eat them.
Okay, so just eat them early.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you seen ones that are like deformed and stuff like that? Because he says about mutations and stuff like that. Have you seen ones like that before?
What is mutation?
Oh, like so they might have like an extra leg or
extra
weird
legs.
arms. No, just something wrong with it.
Yeah, yes, you have not there's a mutation but not extra legs. Some of them are not just the legs but crossbeak.
Okay.
Those crossbeak are rejected.
Okay.
And then if
Why is crossbeak rejected and what is crossbeak?
the beak
Okay.
of the chicken,
Yeah.
if they are crossed, how are they able to eat?
Oh, okay.
So they are
So you have one that's cut up and one's cut
Yeah,
down.
they are close.
It's not straight on.
yeah.
Okay.
How can you eat pretty well?
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm sorry, but we need to reject that chicken.
Okay, I gotcha.
So that's why a good beak is important.
Is that really common, like a crossbeak?
Yes, it is.
That's
That's why this be just some chicken right now, before they go to the poultry, they already been debaked,
Okay.
cut.
Okay.
So some reason that why there's a crossbeak because of the debaker, the one who did the debake.
Okay. Okay, so the person who did it kind of did it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
If we have so much problem about that the crossbeak and the debate, we report that one so they can
Like refuse from the guy.
reject this chicken and then give us a beautiful ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
A
can
good
see.
ones.
Yeah, good one. So you have a good harvest too.
Yeah, but it only takes I think 2 weeks, not more than
Okay.
2 weeks or yeah.
You can kind of feel if you come like right out here, there's a bit of a gust of
oh,
wind.
yeah,
You feel it?
yeah.
So the fans blow outwards actually, and then suck air in through these cooling pads and create a cooler environment. So this would be the coldest end of the farm, and then the air would generally heat up as it gets down to that end.
So the one, I mean, you mentioned that the one that you guys are building right now is way bigger than this one.
It'll be bigger. There'd be it's about 15,000 B, maybe a little less than twice the size of this one. This would be more so in.
Because this is
probably.
big already. I can't even
It
run
looks
from.
big.
I can't even run until
Yeah,
you guys definitely can't see the end there, because it's big.
Yeah, like when you see a 40,000 one, like full of like fully grown chickens, it's like it's crazy to see. It's like it's just nuts seeing 40,000 chickens like in a farm. It's pretty cool.
So this is like your first time doing this,
Yeah, this is my first time.
and
so
are these the first chicken?
this is actually the first load that
Okay.
I'll be taking the lead on. So we renovated this one, and then we got the first round of chicks in just last week, and this is the first time.
Like-
there's a lot of accountability.
Yeah, these
'Cause
are like
before-
first babies.
Yeah, you show up to my partner's family's operation, and you just learn and soak it in. But this time, it's if things go wrong, you're looking at the one to blame.
With the 8 facilities, how many were you able to fit in one of them? One of the
Buildings.
one of the buildings.
I can tell that his buildings are pretty much huge because he mentioned that in one building they can raise 15,000, right?
Yeah.
And some others that they can raise 40,000. They mentioned that also. But ours is not the same like him. His building is kind of conventional. Ours is like a native poultry in the Philippines.
Okay.
If you know that
Yeah.
our types of poultry. So since we are not the same, we can only manage in one building a maximum of 8 to 9,000, and then some are 7 to 8,000
Okay.
because they are not really equal.
So what would be like the max that you've had at that one facility?
Only like 60,000.
Only like 60,000 total.
Yeah,
Okay.
60,000. As what I am understanding, in our types of building, in the types of poultry that I used to work, it's not the capacity of it's not the population of the chicken, but the survival of the chicken.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you have a lot of chicken, you're forced to load like 10,000 in that building, like ours in the Philippines, because you want to earn a lot. But
Because of greed or something, right? Yeah.
but it is a long run. Like it takes 1 year and 3 months. There's a lot of issues. Like there's gonna be diseases. There's gonna be breakouts. There's gonna be fatal.
Yeah, even one time you mentioned it was just way too hot in the Philippines, and you were having a turnaround of just fatality after fatality.
And we have hot and rains. You know.
Yeah. And it wasn't just a good. You had a bad year that year, I think. Yeah. Like what's the total you seen, like fatalities
What
in your farm that you've had that
What
you
did-
worked for?
what did you say?
The total fatalities. Like what was like the maximum you've probably seen?
In my previous work, we really desire not to have one disease, not one mortalities a day. Like we want to have at least 0.
Yeah.
Because we take care of them. So it happens that the chicken, if the mortality is like 10, and the next day it's higher, like 15, 20, 30, there's something wrong with that. You need to take action.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take
If
an
it's
action,
climbing, Yeah.
there's a possibility that it will harvest the chicken because all of them are dead.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we really aim not to have a mortality that much. Maybe if you have a 30,000 chicken in one area for those 4 buildings, we are the 3 or 4 mortalities a day for four buildings is acceptable than having 20 up mortalities in just one day. Like
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah, it's very concerning.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very concerning what's going on. And we are going to ask the leaders, the flagmans, the leadmans, the supervisors, what you guys are noticing.
Yeah, and it's even like a sense of accountability, right?
Yeah.
Like, because like somebody's got to be blamed for what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
you answer to your boss and everything.
Chicks, like 1 week to 2 weeks, there will be a transition. Like there are people working 8 hours, and after that there will be another people working for 8 hours. They're shifting.
Oh, okay.
So they will be wide awake to take care of those chickens.
Oh.
You need to roam around.
So you're rotating shifts.
Yeah,
gotcha.
we are rotating shifts. They need to roam around and check if the chicken are eating, if the chicks are scattered, not putting themselves together, if the chickens are drinking water. Also to clean the feeders, because they don't need to eat the feeds with rice hulls, with chicken dungs. They need to clean it,
Yeah.
especially the bell drinker where the chicken drinks.
Because of the algae and stuff in the
Yeah,
water,
yeah.
it's not being sanitized.
That's why it's important to be cleaned out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I get you. Do you think we're done? Do you think this is good, or?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're done here today. Yeah, is there any final things you want to say about somebody starting like a business or?
Building a business in the Philippines, that just like what he said, is a risk. But you need to do it in your own. You need to connect with people who is knowledgeable enough about building a business in that particular area. Not just I can do it. No, don't bring your American culture to the Philippines.
Yeah.
That you always I got it. No, you need help.
You kind of seen that now that you're at work and
Yes,
stuff like that.
yes,
you
yes.
see a lot of Americans just refuse help.
No, you don't have to
Yeah.
refuse
Yeah.
help. You need to ask help, especially if you are new in that area.
Exactly.
You need to communicate, just like what I mentioned, other business owners.
Yeah. Yeah. Seek help and try to learn from your mistakes, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
All right. Everyone, thank you for joining us today. This is kind of, we're just testing some things out here, and we'll see you back next time for a new video.
Bye.
Bye.